Field lines back up again, and just as I mentioned earlier about no precipitation, little raindrops in the area.
You're qualified to be a meteorologist, I'd say.
I think I'm going to be ruled out of being able to predict the weather patterns. Darrell Wallace Jr. and Alex Bowman 1 and 2 as we're getting ready for the restart. Not enough precipitation on the racetrack to slow us down. Darrell Wallace Jr. back into the gas, and we're back underway.
Now that was a nice jump, but that really benefited Alex Bowman as well. That opened up a hole where he was able to drive right back down to the bottom.
Daniel Suarez moves into third. Matt DiBenedetto trying to hold on to fourth now, up about a half a line, and Gresham looking to the inside.
Good battle behind them between Chase Elliott and Sergio Pena, the 4 and the 9. Sergio has a spot on the inside.
DiBenedetto falls back behind Max Gresham, so Gresham takes fourth back over, and remember just moments ago he was running in the 6th spot. Out in front, the 6 of Darrell Wallace Jr. leading the field. Alex Bowman runs second. There's a good battle for 8th. Ryan Gifford in that 2, looking at the inside of Corey Hodgson.
Trying to get Cody up off the bottom. We have a spin coming up off of turn number 4.
Looks like a few cars involved. There's been Kennedy in the 96. Ali Kern in the 28 also involved. I think Andrew Gibson also was involved in this little skirmish.
Andrew's in the 5 car. There's Andrew right there.
So the caution quickly comes back out. There's Bill Elliott, father of Chase Elliott, driving that number 9 car this evening. Darrell Wallace Jr. continues to lead. A quick break here. We'll be back to green flag racing. Closing in on the halfway point of the Jegs150, the NASCAR K&N Pro Series East. Darrell Wallace Jr. on the inside of Alex Bowman. Daniel Suarez inside line. Max Gresham on the outside. Green flag goes back in the air.
Better restart that time by Alex Bowman. That may keep him from getting down to the bottom of the racetrack. Suarez may take that hole right here.
Daniel Suarez trying to stay right on the back bumper of that 6 of Darrell Wallace Jr. Not let the 59 in. Slides up the racetrack. Little contact made there between Suarez and Bowman.
Ooh, Alex Bowman, I think, may be the beneficiary if he can clear Suarez by the time they get to 3, and he does.
Max Gresham now looks to the outside of Daniel Suarez, trying to battle for the 3rd spot. Suarez has it, moves up the racetrack, blocks that 18, moves him up. Now Matt DiBenedetto in the 15 tries to make it by that 18.
That's how DiBenedetto lost that spot to Gresham, was because of the previous restart being on the outside. Looks like he's going to be able to get that spot back from the bottom.
Chase Elliott trying to stay right on the back bumper of that 15 of DiBenedetto, not wanting to allow that 18 of Gresham a hole to get back into.
Ryan Gifford, the 2 car right behind Chase Elliott. He wants the same thing. He wants to close that hole up, not let Gresham back down.
So Gresham running the high line around this short track, and that is not the preferred way around. There's a hole that he could possibly slide into, but it's not open long enough. Chase Elliott, Ryan Gifford, nose to tail. Halfway point of this one.
Ryan Gifford's trying to put Max Gresham back another spot. There's a 14. He's thinking the exact same thing.
Dylan Fresnel moves into the picture as he tries to hug the back bumper of that 2 of Ryan Gifford. Again, Max Gresham sliding back after starting on the pole, looking so dominant after the green flag flew for the first time, and now continues to slide position after position back in this field.
He fought valiantly on the outside, but was for naught because those guys on the inside had such an advantage. Now he's back in line here. Now he has to try to go back and work them 1 car at a time to try to get those spots back.
Still in the top 10 as we see a battle for the 15th spot. Brandon McReynolds and DJ Shaw. McReynolds in the 42. We've heard he's going to continue to run in this series for the remainder of the 2011 season.
Yeah, good news for Brandon McReynolds. That 37 car he was racing with, Brandon actually ran that car a couple times this year. Made his debut at Greenville, had a top 10 finish.
Daniel Suarez just in front of Matt DiBenedetto. And back to Chase Elliott. The field starts to spread out. Alex Bowman still holding on to second, chasing after Darrell Wallace Jr.
A little bit of a gap back to Suarez in the 16 car. There's DiBenedetto. The 15 teammates, 16 and 15, as well as the 59 and the 14.
Bowman, yep. 14 of
Dylan Fresnel.
A Looks as though Matt DiBenedetto, a little better forward bite than the 16 of Suarez. He's coming off the turns just a little bit better than that 16.
Yeah, Derek told us that most of the guys were talking about forward bite being an issue, and certainly now with enough laps on the tires that these guys have, it's getting worse and worse and worse and more difficult to manage that forward bite.
Daniel Suarez trying to hold on to third. Matt DiBenedetto would like to take it away. Running in the 5th spot, Chase Elliott still in that number 9.
Ryan Gifford, this 2 car following Chase Elliott, running 6th.
This battle for the 3rd position continues. Daniel Suarez has it. Matt DiBenedetto trying to find any way around. Short track racing, every now and then you'll have to use the bumper. At least we've seen that in this series.
Rumor has it.
Rumor has it. You don't always have to. We've seen clean passes as well, but when the laps begin to wind down, we may see Daniel Suarez watching his mirror even more, hoping that the 15 doesn't put the bumper to the back of his car.
Well, the nice thing for Daniel is that is a teammate, so Matt's going to be a little less likely to put the bumper to a teammate.
See the damage to the front end of that 15. That was when the 12 got slowed down on the racetrack. Beto Monteiro slowed down on the racetrack. He got into the 00 Brett Moffitt that brought out a caution.
There's Beto right there in the 12 car back on the racetrack. Probably a couple laps down now at least.
Alex Bowman goes by. So race leaders getting by Beto Monteiro.
Dave McCarty said that they came up here and tested. And Sergio, actually, the 4 car had a little better car than they did with Darrell Wallace Jr. But right now it looks like all Darrell Wallace Jr. here at the Columbus Motor Speedway. We'll be right back.
Just completing lap 89 of the Jegs150 from Columbus Motor Speedway. Sergio Pena looks to the inside of Gresham for the 8th spot.
Boy, Max is watching that point lead slip away here. Came in with a pretty healthy lead. See him get sideways there in the center of the corner as he tried to get back to the throttle. But each one of these positions here right now means 4 points.
Gresham had a 94-point lead when he came in over Brett Moffitt. DiBenedetto was 125 points back. Darrell Wallace Jr. 139 points back. But right now, Darrell Wallace Jr. trying to get some valuable points as the races winded down in this season.
Max Gresham right now losing point after point. Each position where he is running right now is 4 points.
See Darrell Wallace Jr. holding on to that spot over Alex Bowman. Let's go back down to Derek Perniciglio.
You know, guys, out of all the drivers that are racing here tonight, Alex Bowman probably has more laps than anybody. He ran 2 midget races here last year. He finished 6th and 4th in the USAC series. Plus, what people don't realize is Alex Bowman has been playing musical crew chiefs all season. He's on his 6th crew chief. And as a matter of fact, the man that's sitting on top of the pit box this weekend is respected crew chief in this series, Jerry Babb.
And that's so difficult for a driver because you always talk about chemistry between the crew chief and driver, and to have 6 different crew chiefs and only just this our 9th race of the season, that's difficult.
Yeah, and Alex actually ran a race for a different team. Among these, he's been for the majority of the season with X Team Racing and will finish out the year, but one race he actually ran for a different team.
Alex Bowman continuing to chase that 6 of Darrell Wallace Jr. right on the back bumper. Those two battling for the top spot. A lot of youth in this series. Alex Bowman just 18 years old.
Right now, Alex needs to try to make something happen here because it's going to be so difficult if we get a caution flag. It's difficult to even maintain the 2nd position for Alex Bowman. So I don't think he really wants to see a caution flag. He may want to use some lap traffic to maybe to make a move.
Darrell Wallace Jr. moves to the outside, tries to get by the 27 of Cale Conley. He'll make the pass. Bowman following in the same line.
Darrell Wallace Jr. is being pretty mistake-free so far. If he slips up off the bottom one time, then Alex will be there.
Alex has been able to run right on the back bumper of Darrell Wallace Jr. since Jr. got out in front of the field. Daniel Suarez, Matt DiBenedetto still running 3rd, 4th as they're working around the slower lap traffic.
Right now, X Team Racing 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. There's Ryan Gifford right there, the 2 car running in front of the 9 of Chase Elliott. There's the 4 of Sergio Pena.
A little bit of contact. At 28, Ali Kern involved in an incident earlier as we have just 50 laps of racing to go in this one. 2/3 of the way finished.
Sergio Fresnel in the 14 car running in front of our point leader, Max Gresham.
Gresham still trying to find a way to get back up and gain some positions after starting on the pole and then falling all the way back to where he's running now. It's been a difficult night for Max.
Yeah, it looked like through the center of the corner just now that his car wasn't exactly right. I just think maybe they've missed the setup just a little bit here. As we see DiBenedetto go after his teammate Suarez, thought he might have had an opening on the bottom, not quite able to get there before they got to the 66 of Benny Gordon.
You know, we saw Benny Gordon get passed there by the lead lap cars, and surprisingly enough, Benny Gordon, what an amazing run he had the last race out at Loudon, where he finished in 5th.
Yeah, Benny Gordon's a great race car driver, great short track driver. Had that great run at Loudon, really coming here expecting a whole lot, and then we saw him at the very start of the race not able to fire.
It's a difficult night for Benny Gordon. Started the race with the hood up on the infield, and the rest of the field was making their way to the green flag. Side by side racing, Sergio Pena on the inside, Chase Elliott on the outside, so Pena will take the spot away from Elliott.
Chase is able to get back down to the bottom in front of Presnell in the 14. That was a huge break.
Just stay nose to tail just behind Chase Elliott. Let's go back to the infield and Derek Perniciglio.
And it's a strong run in the top 10 right now between the 9 of Chase Elliott and the 14 of Dylan Brunel. They're both rookies to the series, but Chase Elliott has made every start this season. He sits 11th in points right now with 2 top 5s and 4 top 10s. Dylan Presnell, he's only made a couple of starts right now. He's only got 1 top 10 to his credit, and he currently sits 34th in points.
And he got into the rear bumper of the 9 car that time. Chase did a nice job saving that car.
He was sideways coming out of the turn after the little bump and was able to save it, pointed the right direction, and they stay straight, we stay green. I think patience are starting to run out now as we're starting to see guys get sideways and other guys looking to the inside every time that rear end kicks out. Guys like Presnell making the move, looks to the inside now of Chase Elliott. Let's see if he can complete the pass.
He's got the pass. Now Max Gresham is going to try to close that hole up as well. Get to the inside of Chase Elliott, and he is.
So Gresham takes over the position from Chase Elliott. 40 laps of racing to go.
See the 00 Brett Moffitt. He has made his way back into the lead lap by virtue of a lucky dog. So he's back in contention here to try to gain some points on that 18 car.
See if he can make the moves that he has to get back up toward the front. Again, Moffitt coming in 94 points behind Max Gresham in the points chase. So we see the battle for 9th continuing between Chase and Brett Moffitt.
See the damage to the 00 Brett Moffitt from that incident he had. Oh, trouble on the racetrack. It's Ali Kern.
Ali Kern once again has issues, and the caution will come out once again. It's a 4th caution coming out here on lap 112.
Take a look at what happened here. A little bit of contact on the 03 of Cody Hodgson. Turns Ali around. To give us another double foul restart here. Alex Bowman is going to be on the outside. Darrell Wallace, I am assuming Darrell Wallace Jr. is going to pick the inside as well.
That might be the preferred line around this racetrack. We'll see the restart when we come back to Columbus.